Welcome to Pull Up, Get Up, and Move On with Jenjii. I'm Jenjii, and I'm so glad you're here right now. Here on Pull Up, Get Up, and Move On, we want to take a moment to reflect, to be honest about some things, maybe even laugh, and then take action. And so get your journal out, whatever you need, or just sit and find a moment while you clean to really listen, because today I'm here for you. Change. Has there been something in your life that has made you afraid to change? But you knew you couldn't stay there, but you didn't know how to go forward. Let's talk about it. The amazing James Baldwin once said, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed that is not faced." Say again. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed that is not faced. Family, we are in a time where there's so much happening, and sometimes we feel powerless to change all these things going on out here. But today I want to talk about the power we have to change that is within our control. I'll start with a quick story of me. So one of the things about change is that there are some things that happen in your life that if you don't change, it is detrimental to your health, your mental, your spiritual, your physical. Then there's those things that if you don't change, you just feel like you don't live accomplished. You just feel like blah, blah, blah. Okay, you interpret whatever that means for you, but you get it. So there was a time my youngest son was about 1 year old, and I couldn't get out of bed. I was seemingly depressed, and I'm not usually a depressed person. I couldn't sleep. I'm gonna keep it real. I started getting these boils under my arms. I just couldn't cognitively function. I was in bed all the time, and I decided I'm gonna go to the doctor. So when I went to the doctor, very long story short, the doctor stood in front of me and he said, "Jenjii, you have diabetes, and we don't know if you have type 1 or type 2. At that point, my blood sugar was 496. The average blood sugar, the baseline should be 900. My A1C, which is what regulates or shows you how much glucose is in your body over 3 months, was a 14. The baseline is 5.9. He looked at me and he said, "I don't know why you haven't had a seizure yet. I don't know why you haven't had a stroke yet." Now, mind you, I had a 1-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. I was working my ass off. Oops, sorry if I offended you when I was cussing, but it's my story. I was trying everything, but what I didn't realize is that my body was literally killing itself. And the doctor looked at me and he said, "Jenjii, do you want to see your sons live to grow up and be old? Do you want to live to see them grow old?" Now, at that point, I was only 34. The reality that if I didn't change in that moment, I would not watch my sons grow old was so intense that for months I didn't face the truth that I was not okay. And because I didn't face it, I didn't have the knowledge or support to actually change what was making me sick and what was literally killing me very young and very quick. Now, at this moment, standing in front of the doctor, I had to face that if I did not change certain behaviors, certain truths, that was on me now, because now I had the information. See, not everything that can be faced can be changed. Y'all, I couldn't really change the fact that I had diabetes at this point. That moment, I just had to accept it. There's something in your life that you have to accept. Can I keep it real? Okay, I will. Thank you very much. You know what you're going through. And whatever you're going through, there is an underlying thing that must be shifted to get you to the next mental, emotional, spiritual, and even physical place. And here's what I know about humans. Every human has something that needs to change. Argue me on that all you want, and then let me talk to you personally, and I'll show you what you need to change. It's just human nature. It's human evolving. And so the truth is that the reality sits in front of us sometimes, and change says, are you ready for me? Is it time yet? Change is not intrusive sometimes. Trauma is, but sometimes change, it will wait for you to open the door and invite it in. See, that's the part of this poem that when we say, but nothing can be changed that's not faced. Here's what gets me excited. That's empowerment. When you open the door to change, when you say, come in, when I said to my doctor, tell me what I need to do to live. And he said, Jenjii, you got 90 days to reboot your system. At that point, I was taking insulin. I could have said all kind of crazy stuff. I could have denied it. But at that moment, what I wanted was worth more than what I had to sacrifice. And so change in that moment was not even behavior change. It was opening my arms and opening the door. And so in that moment, that was empowerment. Okay, can I keep it real? Yes. Change is scary, y'all. Sometimes the thought of changing things is very scary. The thought of all the things I had to shift in my life felt utterly impossible. Okay, let's keep it real. I had babies. I was not cooking. We was not eating, right? My father, my grandmother, they all were diabetic. So some of these things that they say, oh, it's just because of who you are or your genetics. Okay. But there's a lot of wisdom out there now. The other thing. Transformation begins the moment you get honest with yourself. Breathe that in. Transformation begins the moment you get honest with yourself. That moment for me right then was, no one can help me if I don't help myself. What's that moment in your life right now? What is that moment for you right now? See, there's a plethora of people out there waiting to help you. For me, there were doctors, there were coaches, there were medicines, there was my family. There is an army waiting for you if you are ready for the transformation, whether that's academically, spiritually, physically, in your relationship. And some of us are like, no, there's no one, I'm all alone. Okay. I'm going to say this nicely. We don't have to be alone. For my people of color out there, sometimes we say, I don't want a therapist, I don't want this, they don't understand. Y'all, there's therapists that look like us. They sound like us. They come from the communities we come from. There are doctors now that look like us. There are doctors researching diabetes for the Black community, right? There are doctors in the Asian community that has the second highest rate of diabetes and high blood pressure to the Black community that look like us. Some of the things our elders and ancestors said why they couldn't, that is not our reality now. And in particular, y'all, in this season, we ain't gonna say names and all the stuff going on, but if you know, you know. We need to get our army together to help us move through change that leads to transformation. But the first step is you got to keep it real with you. I kept it real with me. I was killing myself and I didn't even know it. But here's the beauty of when we lock in, okay? So I'm saying today, what's your lock-in look like? So my lock-in at that moment was, I'm going to keep it all the way real. Me and my husband at that point, we was broke. We had 2 babies. I was not working. The truth is, and I just remembered this, guys. That's my crew behind. We were actually on Oh, well, oh my gosh. We were on not food stamps, but WIC. And anybody who knows me now, you know I've worked. Like I work. We were on WIC. Like that's where we were. And so I did not know I couldn't get a gym membership. There were certain things as an old athlete I couldn't do. So this is what I did, okay? I want you to think about your moment right now. Sometimes what I learned is you have to brainwash yourself to success. And so what I had to do in order to make this 90-day, I was like, whatever. We didn't have no money, nothing, but I had some change. So I went to Walmart and I bought a $59 bike. And I was like, I'm gonna ride my bike to get my kids. Now their school was about a mile from my house. They were 1 and 2.5. And I tricked myself to say, if I don't get to them, then nobody's gonna get them. They're gonna call CPS. My kids will think I left them. So every day I got up and I would get on my bike. And I have to tell y'all, sometimes you don't know how sick or how bad off you are until you try to get healthy. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I have been living this way for so long that I didn't know I was unhealthy. And so I could not ride my bike like 10 pedals without stopping. So sometimes change will fight you. It will fight you because on the other side of that is different. But you have to break what you've been used to. And some of us normalize being sick now. Some of us normalize that I am just a grieving person. Some of us normalize depression is always me. Some of us normalize I will always be the oppressed. Some of us normalize these damn narratives that we have so internalized that we now call those our identity when they're actually a part of our life that we're supposed to pass through to get to where we're called to be. And so I would ride. And the first few times it was hell. When I got to my kids' school, I would then say, because it was like 11, they were still in school, if I don't get home, my kids will be home alone. And so I would trick myself to now have to ride my ass all the way home. And literally I would be pedaling. And so before I know it, I rode 2 miles. And then by the end of the week, it would be 6 miles. Eventually, I got to a place where I wind up riding with the American Diabetes Association as a Red Rider, and I would ride 12 miles. And for anyone who knows, I rode from San Leandro all the way to Union City, which is 19 miles. I was fighting for my life. Don't let your moment of transformation have to happen because you're fighting for your life. Some of you are. Some of you deal with chronic illnesses. Some of us are dealing with mental health. Some of us are dealing with emotional stuff. But some of us are not. It's just an everyday thing. Like you know that you are supposed to do something different, but you don't want to face it. And so the first thing is you gotta the positive side of change is that you gotta know there is goodness on the other side of that. It may look different, feel different, sound different. It may be foreign to you, but if change is calling you, if transformation is calling you forward, you will be really uncomfortable in being stagnant. And the truth is, you will then regress. See, for me, if I had stayed stagnant was going to make me get worse. Progression could only make me get better. Where's that in your life? So 1, be self-aware. Let's pause for a moment. Whatever's coming up for you right now, that's it. Don't even think too hard. My deep thinkers, you think it too deep, okay? You too deep. It's right there. It's on the surface. For some of us, it's cut off social media. As Kendrick Lamar said, it's turn the TV off. It's block that person. It's put in that resignation. Don't quit because I didn't tell you to quit. We'll talk about that on another podcast. It's in that relationship. It's go to bed earlier. It's cook yourself dinner more often. The change could be the way you speak to yourself. Stop roasting yourself all the time. If you don't know what roasting is, please go look that up in the Ebonics dictionary and get back to me. Change can be huge. It could be small, but every small step leads to transformation, self-awareness. The other part is self-management. Once you lock into what you got to change, and let's keep it real, if you may turn this on and be like, this ain't got to be me. You ain't ready. It's cool. One day you may be. But whatever that small or big change is right now, the first step is to be aware of it. The second is to manage it. What is one thing you can do in your life right now? The first, can I give you the first? Face one truth. Pull a journal out. What have you been avoiding? When I had to face the one truth in that moment standing in the doctor's office was, I am not powerless, but I'm acting like it. Should I say that again? I'm just saying this is what I thought for me. It may work for you too. I am not powerless, but I'm acting like it. I realize I still got breath in my lungs. I have my limbs. It's hard as hell, but I could get up. And that's a gift. Face one truth. What is your one truth? Just write it down. It ain't even gotta make sense now, it'll make sense later. The other is manage your forward step. See, some of us is trying to be long jumpers. Like you trying to run from way back here and then just dive and see where you land. That's not how this goes. Long jumpers are trained. Some of my athletes, my high achievers that are listening, you just want to go from identifying the problem to the win. That's not how this rolls. You first have to face it, and then you got to get that one step. My first step, y'all, was a doctor. What's your first step? It could even be writing in your journal. It could be phone a friend. It could be prayer. But change is waiting for you, and it wants to introduce you to transformation. And what we need right now is a whole lot of transformation. James Baldwin says, not everything that is faced can be changed. Some of the external stuff we're looking at right now, we're being inundated with, whether you believe or don't believe, whether you're confused or not. Some of that stuff, we can't change that. Y'all, some stuff is just going to play itself out. My ancestors, we kept going. Even in the midst of all the insanity. But what I learned sitting with elders is that wisdom taught them to accept the things they could not change, to change the things they could, and to have the wisdom to know the difference. And then James Baldwin ends, but nothing can be changed that's not faced. Y'all, if you have made it this far in the podcast, I am so excited for you, because somewhere along the way you have faced it. It's there, it's bubbling. And what I want you to do, as we begin to move on with our lives, as you go and think and ponder and wash dishes and pick up kids and call your wife or call your friend or go for a walk or go fall out on the bed and just eat some chips while you watch Netflix. No judgment, I ain't judging you. I may do that tonight too. Remember that pulling up, getting up and moving on is the key to becoming all that you want to be. And the change we want to see in the world really does start with you. Some of us got to stop looking outward. We don't have no power over that. But guess what today? I want you to know you are fully powerful and fully capable to run this mind, body, and spirit. And that starts with one step, one hope, and one movement. This is a reminder, and I challenge you. Pull up, get up, move on. and go get what's yours. Because not only do you deserve to live, but you sure enough deserve to thrive. 14 years later, y'all, I am healthier than I was when I was 34. I am 49. My A1C is at a 6. I am alive and well. I can play volleyball with my sons. I can run. And that was because one day I woke up and I realized that if I don't change, in 14 years, I may not like who I'm looking at. You take care of you. And remember that the better part of you, the new part of you, the amazing new version of you is waiting. It's calling you. Go get it. Be blessed. Take care. See you again. Hey, also remember to subscribe and share. Go to Patreon. Let's hang out. Let's do this work together. You don't have to journey this road alone, but you got to get on the road. Peace. Be well.